On the morning of December 28th, early, we received a phone call from the rear detachment commander. He had called to let us know that Troy had been involved in an IED incident, and they did not know the extent of his injuries at that point, but that he was alive, and at that time he was in surgery. That was one of the most difficult phone calls ever.
We had gone out to do a patrol, drop off some supplies at the forward lines, and just after we had passed an area, the Taliban had come in and planted the initiating device for an IED, and they put it in a pothole that was full of water, and the water's not clear, it's all muddy, you can't see anything, and you try to avoid them. But they planted that device in a choke point where we had no choice but to go through the potholes. And you just tried to minimize the potholes as much as possible. I was on the BFT, or the Blue Force Tracker, sending a message, and next thing I know, I felt my stomach, move, kind of like when you're on a roller coaster. And then I saw a bunch of smoke, and next thing I knew, I was laying in cold, wet mud, and I was hanging by my harness, and my driver was yelling at me. I didn't really feel anything. I didn't know what had gone on. I didn't know the injuries of my body until I started to do the head-to-toe check. Blink your eyes, wiggle your ears, try to move your fingers and your toes, move your arms and your legs, and I wasn't able to move my legs. So for a second, I thought I had lost both my legs, but my right leg was pinned underneath of the door that was blown off, and then the vehicle was laying on top of that door. It was kind of dark, being under this vehicle and still in the hole, and then all of a sudden I see light, and it's for a few seconds I didn't comprehend what was going on, and then I realized that was fire. And I'm in a vehicle trapped, and it's on fire. And I started screaming and hollering at the top of my lungs to put that fire out. And I cannot express to you the fear that goes through your mind when you have that thought that you might burn to death. It is the scariest thing I have ever experienced in my life, and I pray that nobody ever experiences that. It is absolutely horrific.